Hello, welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Dan Costa, he is Sascha Segan, and we've got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about the top tech news of the day, we're going to show you one cool thing, and get to some of your reader questions. But let's get to the big news that broke today. The PlayStation 4 is killing the Xbox One. Not completely, but just outselling it to the tune of 2-to-1 in January. These are the latest numbers according to NPD Group. I mean, this is not a total surprise. The PlayStation 4 is $100 less than the Xbox One, but it's enough for Sony to crow about.
Yeah, nobody's giving precise numbers here, but what I think is interesting about this is that, you know, we gave the Xbox One an editor's choice because we said it was a superior home entertainment system.
In exactly that voice, that's how we wrote it.
And the PlayStation 4 is a better gaming system. Well, it turns out that it looks like early adopters don't buy these things to be home entertainment systems. They buy them to play video games on. Whoops.
Yeah, well, also, it's so early in the process, there are not enough games on either console to really make it an absolutely essential upgrade for gamers. Both the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 are staying on the market. All those users have tons and tons of games. It takes time for a migration like this.
But the Xbox's chance to succeed over the PlayStation, there's this Sony cult, and Sony has all of these great exclusive games for their consoles, etc., etc. The real Xbox chance to succeed is to break out from the gamer landscape into saying, oh, this is the supreme set-top box for every member of the family. And it looks like Microsoft is just not communicating that yet.
Or have not done so in the last 2 months. Give them time. Give them time, I would say. Also in the news, Silk Road 2. Silk Road got busted a couple of months ago by the FBI as this online illegal marketplace. All their bitcoins were taken away.
They took their whole wallet.
Now all of Silk Road 2's Bitcoin-based wallet has been stolen by hackers because of this Bitcoin bug. They have 0 coins. They've lost to the tune of $2.7 million worth of Bitcoins. This is what everybody's kind of concerned about with Bitcoin, is that something could go wrong and suddenly all of your illicit profits could be stolen by hackers.
So, okay, so the hackers used a bug in Bitcoin itself, which lets you request multiple identical transactions. And so they would buy fake things from each other, request refunds when the products weren't delivered, and then request the same refund over and over and over and over again until they completely emptied out Silk Road 2. This bug has been fixed, so everybody who's had a recent software upgrade to their wallets is not vulnerable to this, but it does show the core vulnerability of cryptocurrency. But you could say this is a vulnerability of all currency in electronic transaction systems. I mean, your credit card was stolen at Target and people are using it to steal money. And how is that not as bad or worse than what's happening with Bitcoin here? But
it's a cash-like alternative so that there's no backup when you use Bitcoin. When your Bitcoin is gone, and you do not get it back. And that's the difference from consumers. That's what consumers, unless you really know what you're doing, you probably shouldn't be transacting in Bitcoin.
Well, I mean, unless you know what you're doing, you shouldn't be transacting in a currency that fluctuates by 50% every 3 months.
Indeed. And then also, we've got to get to this story today. I was quite taken with it. It is, of course, space whale watching. Using Digital Globe's Worldview 2 platform, scientists are able to actually track whale movements from space.
It's not just that they're tracking them, it's that they have an algorithm which can automatically identify the whales so that oceanographers don't have to pore over these satellite images and try to say, is that a whale or is that a wave?
Yeah, it's a great technology. It's got, I mean, and just the ability to do and track these things from space and to develop this technology. The thing that you pointed out, that in one of these stories, they actually said that many scientists have actually lost their lives trying to track whale movements from small planes and so forth. So this solves that problem, which is kind of an important one.
Now, I'm just wondering when William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy are going to weigh in on this.
This is a really good point.
Because this is obviously Star Trek 4.
Yeah, this would have come in very handy as they're trying to find whales to talk to V'ger, I believe.
No, that was Star Trek 1. Oh my God, I can't believe you mixed those up.
Now it's time for a reader question. We got this question in from Preston via Facebook. He wants to know, a very good question, when will we see more games for the Xbox One?
Well, these consoles typically have a 5-year life cycle, and the first year is a long ramping up period, and we've only just started the first year. The next big game, Titanfall, is coming in March, but beyond that, we're going to have to wait for some announcements at E3 in June, and we're probably only going to see the real flourishing of games for the platform this holiday season.
Yeah, that was the thing. The hardware was, they just barely got the hardware done in time to ship for the holiday season, but game developers did not have enough time to actually take advantage of all that new hardware. That's just starting to happen this year. We've seen some great teasers, but over the course of the year, I think we're going to see a lot more titles. So let's move on to one cool thing. We test thousands of products here in the lab every day, every year. Every day we take one thing off the shelf and show it to you live. Today that thing is the Chromebook, a Chromebook. It's the Acer Chromebook C720P. We just tested this and gave it our editor's choice for Chromebooks. Like all Chromebooks, it's an incredible value. It is $300. The thing that's unique about this Chromebook is that it's got a 10-point touch display. Now, I don't really know why you need a touch display on a browser-based interface, but it's certainly nice to have, and there are certainly going to be more applications that utilize touch, but just a great all-around laptop and system.
Now, this being a Chromebook, of course, you have to remember that it works primarily online. This is not going to replace a full-fledged Windows laptop or an iPad that runs millions of apps. This is a low-cost machine for if you're doing some, email, light word processing, etc., etc. What's important here is value for money.
Yeah, a great system. You can read the full review on PCMag.com right now. That's PCMag Live for today. Sascha, thanks for joining me. Tune in next week for a brand new show, and remember to leave us questions on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Thanks for joining us.